Welcome, dear viewers. I'm so glad to have you here once again, and I hope you're all doing wonderfully today. Settle in, relax, and enjoy this captivating deep dive because what happened between Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun after that unexpected moment has left fans buzzing, whispering, theorizing, and yes, absolutely shocked. So let's get right into it. It all began during what seemed like a routine behind-the-scenes shoot. One of those casual moments when the camera rolls, even when the stars think it isn't. Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun, who have long been praised for their natural chemistry since the King, Eternal Monarch, were standing close, rehearsing a line that required emotional connection. Fans had seen countless interactions between the two before, but this time, something was different. A single touch, barely a brush of the hand, shifted the entire atmosphere. As Lee Min-ho's hand lightly grazed Kim Go-eun's, there was a pause. A moment of stillness so subtle that only the most observant fans caught it. But what happened after that quiet instant is what set the internet on fire. Lee Min-ho leaned in, said something softly to her, and when Kim Go-eun reacted, people knew immediately that it wasn't just casual talk. The clip spread quickly. Fans slowed it down, zoomed in, added captions, and tried to read lips. And yet no one could figure out exactly what he said. Her expression, however, told a story. Surprise, then a smile so sudden that viewers were left stunned. What on earth did he whisper? Why did that touch change the mood so quickly? To understand the weight of this private moment, let's go back a bit. Back to when their chemistry first became a global talking point. Their dynamic during The King. Eternal Monarch was one of the biggest highlights of the series. Whether they were exchanging heartfelt lines or simply standing side by side, there was an ease, a comfort, and an unmistakable spark between them. It wasn't forced, it wasn't overly acted, it felt real. And that realness is exactly why fans stay invested in everything they do together, even years later. Actors often talk about how important trust is when filming emotional or intimate scenes. Lee Min-ho, in particular, is known for building strong, supportive bonds with his co-stars. But something about his connection with Kim Go-eun always felt like it carried an extra layer, a sense of mutual understanding, of familiarity, of unspoken conversations that go beyond the script. Back to the moment that triggered this latest wave of rumors. Sources who were present on set claimed that after that light touch, Kim Go-eun looked genuinely startled. Not offended, not awkward. Just surprised. Like whatever he whispered was personal enough to catch her off guard. She instinctively pulled her hand back, but only for a split second before smiling and leaning toward him slightly, almost as if to respond in private. The camera caught that delicate shift in body language, and fans immediately began to speculate. Was it a joke? A compliment? Something teasing? Something serious? According to insiders, Lee Min-ho had been in an unusually playful mood that day. He had been cracking jokes, warming up the crew, lifting everyone's spirits. But when it came to his scenes with Kim Go-eun, that playfulness transformed into something more focused, something softer. On camera and off camera, his eyes followed her with a kind of gentle attentiveness that fans have commented on repeatedly. So when that touch happened and he leaned in close, witnesses noticed. It was subtle, but unmistakable. Rumors began flooding the internet. He told her she looked beautiful. He whispered something romantic from their script, but changed the ending. He said something personal that only the two of them understood. He was teasing her about blushing. The speculation reached such a height that even journalists tried to reach their agencies for comments. Of course, none were given. Silence only made the mystery louder. Meanwhile, fans began dissecting the video frame by frame. One slowed-down version shows Lee Min-ho smiling right after he whispered the words, while Kim Go-eun's eyes widened, her lips parting slightly before she broke into a soft laugh. Whatever he told her clearly wasn't something ordinary. Some lip-reading enthusiasts on social media even attempted to decode the whisper. Although none of their interpretations were confirmed, one repeated guess kept appearing. That he told her something along the lines of, "You always make my heart race at the wrong time." Another fan claimed he said, "Stop being this cute. I can't focus." Of course, whether these interpretations are accurate or not is anyone's guess. But one thing is undeniable. The way Kim Go-eun reacted showed it was something that touched her. even if just for that moment. One crew member later commented anonymously that Lee Min-ho has always been extremely respectful of Kim Go-in, often checking in with her, adjusting his movements to make her comfortable, and making sure she felt at ease during emotionally heavy scenes. But on that particular day, the bond felt warmer, as they described it. They described how the two stayed close even after the camera stopped rolling. Instead of walking off separately or heading straight to the monitor, they lingered. Lee Min-ho rested his hand gently on her back as they talked quietly, almost shielding her from the chaos of the set. That small, protective gesture did not go unnoticed. Kim Go-in, who is usually reserved and composed, seemed more relaxed that day, laughing often, leaning in when he spoke, and responding with small nods that suggested a deeper comfort. Fans pointed out that the chemistry between the two has always been natural, but the emotional ease displayed that day went beyond what we usually see in celebrity interactions. It felt like two people who genuinely understood each other, who communicated in small gestures more than words. The internet couldn't move on, and understandably so. Lee Min-ho has always been careful about public interactions with female co-stars, especially after experiencing dating rumors throughout his career. He knows every small action is magnified by the public eye. Yet, on that day, he didn't hold back. He didn't step away. He didn't create distance. Instead, he closed it, willingly. This left many with one burning question. Was that whisper meant to be private because it revealed something deeper? Something he didn't want the cameras to pick up? We may never know exactly what was said, but the aftermath painted a very telling picture. Later that evening, Kim Go-eun was seen leaving the set, smiling softly, as though her mind was replaying something pleasant. Meanwhile, Lee Min-ho greeted fans outside with an energy that felt unusually bright, even for him. It was as if whatever happened between them lifted both their moods noticeably. Even days after, fans claimed they saw a shift. During a promotional interview, both actors were asked about their most memorable behind-the-scenes moments. Kim Go-eun briefly froze, glanced sideways, and smiled in a way that fans immediately recognized as that smile, the kind she only shows during moments connected to Min-ho. Meanwhile, Lee Min-ho chuckled under his breath before quickly moving on to another topic. The interviewer didn't catch the subtle exchange, but fans did. People began asking, were they hiding something? Was there a private joke? A shared memory? Or was this moment simply another layer in their already captivating connection? Regardless of what the truth may be, their chemistry continues to spark interest for a reason. It feels effortless, genuine, something that can't be taught or directed, something that exists naturally between two people who trust each other deeply. Whatever Lee Min-ho whispered after that touch wasn't just casual conversation. It was something meant for Kim Go-eun alone, something intimate enough to draw that beautiful surprise from her, something meaningful enough to linger even after the moment passed. And that private exchange, captured only in part by cameras, has now become one of the most talked about interactions between the two stars. A tiny moment that created waves, a whisper that shook the internet, a touch that changed everything. So, until the day they decide to reveal what truly happened in that fleeting moment, fans will continue to speculate, admire, and analyze every interaction. Because when it comes to Lee Min-ho and Kim Go-eun, even silence speaks volumes. Thank you so much for watching and spending this time with me today. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'm sending you warm regards wherever you are. Stay blessed, stay happy, and I'll see you again in the next video.